the Nets' big three for just their second time for the Nets together this season. That's assuming that nobody rests. So, Mr. Lowe, starting with you, the most important player in tonight's monster Eastern Conference clash is
James Harden, assuming nobody rests. To me, James Harden has been the bellwether of the Nets season. When he looks like peak James Harden, and it seems like he always does for 2 or 3 games, oh, James Harden's back. They're really hard to beat and impossible to stop. When he looks like, James Harden, like 15 points, 8 assists, doesn't get to the line, they're a mortal team. They're a mortal offense. So I'll go with James Harden. If he doesn't play, I'll go with DeRozan because the Nets switch a lot, and he can feast one-on-one against those switches. But I'm going Harden.
Richard?
Me? Okay. I'm going to go with Kyrie because right now the Brooklyn Nets, they're 0-8 versus the top teams in this league, and they have not been winning a lot of close, or they haven't been close either. And the one thing that everyone pointed to was that, oh, well, no Kyrie, no this. Well, here you got it. You got the big three versus the top team in the conference, and you're on the road, which is really the only place that you're going to be able to see Kyrie thus far. So if we're going to start talking about can they win a championship with him only playing half the games on the road, well, randomly in the postseason, this would be a must win for the Brooklyn Nets. So I think Kyrie is the most important person in this game, even though he's not 100% himself yet.
It might be a must win anyway if they're already in an 0-2 hole for the season against them, Perk.
Yeah, it is. But I lost my train of thought because I know I got to go Google the word. What was it, bellwether that Zach used?
Yeah.
I got to go Google it. That was too strong for me. But look, I think when you look at the Brooklyn Nets offensive firepower matched with DeMar DeRozan, Levine, even Kobe White, Alonzo Ball at times, they cancel each other out. To me, the guy that's going to move the needle for both squads and have a good game tonight. I'm looking at Big Vucevic. And the reason being is because he opened up things for everybody else. He's also been playing at a high level. I know that he's not averaging 20 points, but it's too many nights that we're seeing 20 and 18 and 14. And he's protecting the rim, and he's mixing it up now, where he used to always want to stretch the floor, but now he's actually embracing the role of being the center position, not just offensively. On the defensive end, he's finally sliding those puppies. He's going verticality at the basket. He's blocking shots. He's rebounding. I like Big Vucevic to be the unsung hero tonight.
Well, and that could be a little bit of a mismatch there, depending on how the Nets go. Nicholas Claxton, that's a tall task for him. LaMarcus Aldridge, okay, maybe that would be a more even matchup. Could we see Blake Griffin, even though he hasn't been necessarily a regular part of their rotation all season?
Beat the Golden State Warriors twice, smacked them up. He was the best player on the floor against the Brooklyn Nets with James Harden and Kevin Durant. I don't know what else I got to say. Look, Malika, RJ, y'all can come on to the dark side. Come on to the dark side. Oh, come on to the dark side. I just remember J.J. Redick with all those
You literally just went to the dark side. There ain't no light that was following you.
That's fine. They still can see me.
Okay, so watch this really quick, Perk. You can stay right here, and can we get a close-up? Oh, look at that! I got a close-up, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on?
Can you see the tape behind you?
Yeah, first of all, I 100% agree with Perk. Now, the question is more of like, is this about him or his team? The beautiful thing about great teams and really great cultures what the Memphis Grizzlies are building, they were winning a lot without Ja. That doesn't mean they're better without Ja. And then as soon as that man came back, they went on another run. Ja is their leader, but leaders can lead even when they're not playing. Leaders can be a part of the culture even when they're not playing. So I think this is a combination of Ja and his team and their culture moving in the same direction.
Well, Desmond Bane, for example. We were taking a look at his numbers.
Woo, Sam, right?
Oh, my God. Okay, Bane.
He has taken a huge jump this season. And if you listen to Ja Morant, he has tweeted, he has said, I'm sure Perk has seen it because Perk sees everything that's on Twitter. He has said, it's not just about me.
No.
Take a look at the entire team, Rick.
Yeah, everybody is grinding and working. I don't know what he's talking about. I see Zach Lowe ready to jump in here real quick. But the thing about Bane, and when you look at without Dillon Brooks, you need that next man up mentality. Dillon Brooks has been injured. When he gets back and really is locked in and gets that rhythm, he's going to be special. But Bane has been I don't want to say filling in, but he has been stepping up in the opportunity that has been presented to him, and that just sounds like the Grizzlies themselves.
Well, if Perk is the captain of the Ja Morant, the Grizzlies wagon here, Zach, you have to at least be a lieutenant, right? So what do you see as the biggest the biggest takeaway from this streak that the Grizzlies are on?
Just how adaptable they are. Steven Adams, our starting center, goes out. That's fine. We'll start Triple J at center. Slow-mo, you come back in the starting lineup. We're cool. One of those Ja Morant buckets at the end that you guys showed came off a pick and roll with Tyus Jones. Tyus Jones has been playing the best ball of his life in the last month, closing games with Ja. And Ja Morant said, hey, you know what? You can cook a little bit. I'll be a threat off the ball. I'll get it once you swing it over to me. Jaren Jackson Jr. got in a little foul trouble last night, but him and Brandon Clark, for the second time in a week against a high-powered small ball offense. First it was the Lakers with Bron at center. Last night it's the Warriors going super small. They proved, hey, we're big guys. That's cool. We can stay on the court with you. We can block your shots at the rim. We can switch. We can hang on defense and punish you on offense and punish you on the glass. Go small all you want. We're big and we're skilled. And Morant is the superstar who drives everything, but this team is deep. And they're just super adaptable. Who comes in, who goes out, they don't care. They're going to win, and they're going to talk trash in your face. They are the best story in the NBA right now.
Underestimate the Grizzlies. Underestimate the Grizzlies at your peril, though, Perk. Zach, please don't go anywhere because I have much more for you later on in the show. But I don't want to let much time go by without talking about Klay Thompson because he played in his second game of the season, 14 points on 5 of 13 shooting. So thoughts on Klay's first road game, Richard?
Look, I know he's got 4 more months left to go in this regular season. So everything to me is just a tune-up. Klay Thompson is a guy that you know he can break any NBA record, especially if it involves shooting or scoring. But for him, they want to win championships. Klay's like, oh, wait till I get back. Klay's not talking about, oh, in the regular season. He believes that once they get back, he gets his legs underneath him. He's got a couple of months to get hit, get some bumps and bruises. Then he will be playing his best basketball. So I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he's in the road game. But I'm not judging his numbers, stats until they get to the post.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It don't matter about make or miss shots with him. To me, he looks healthy.
Yes.
He looks healthy. The way that he's attacking the basket, the way that he's moving on the defensive end, his lateral movement. And you already know, I mean, you know, I was a lot different coming off an injury. It took me a while. But far as with Klay, being able to come back and keep up with the NBA pace. Like, the way that the NBA pace is, getting up and down the floor, he doesn't look out of shape. He still looks in great rhythm. And, I mean, the flow is there. So, I mean, it's going to take a little time for him to get his shot, you know, where he's putting up them historical numbers. But, you know, he's right there.
Figure out his shot, figure out the rotation, trying to kind of move all of these things around Klay Thompson and presumably James Wiseman if and when he comes back. So these are going to be 2 fun teams to continue to watch. I am. So Memphis is off tonight, but they have a home back-to-back tomorrow versus Minnesota and then Friday against Dallas, which you can see right here on ESPN. But during their franchise best streak, the Grizzlies' 10-game winning streak, Ja Morant is averaging 28 points per game. So we have to take a look at what he does. I mean, look, it's incredible. It's impressive. So the Sixers, we need to stick in the East. They have won 7 games straight behind Joel Embiid, who has just been on absolute fire. And then we also have to take a look at the Mavs. They've won 6 straight games. So we have a lot of streaks that are alive and well in the NBA right now. We're mentioning streaks. We're talking about streaks. We mentioned the 76ers. We're now joined by senior NBA insider Adrian Wojnarowski. And Woj,